from sunny Seattle. It's Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. My name is Robin Fritz, and today we are talking about how you matter and who tells your story. So, welcome again. I am always thrilled to be here at the Om Times Institute page each week. And again, my name is Robin Fritz. I'm an intuitive and spiritual consultant and certified past life regression specialist based in Seattle, Washington. And today I want to get you ready for a webinar series I have coming up next week. But I want to talk a little bit about who tells your story, meaning none of us really always believe that we matter, right? And how do we choose our way in the world and what matters for us? So let's talk about that a bit today. We're going to do a guided meditation with the Crystal Fallon and a crystal of the week and a healing with the goddess. And I'll love to take two quick questions for intuitive insight. One I know is reserved for Pride Day if she's here today, because she asked last week. But let's get into the topic today. Really interesting topic to me is how we matter and why we matter and believing in ourselves. And this week's subject came up because I really got lucky last week. And last fall, Ticketmaster in Seattle had a way that we could purchase really reasonably priced tickets to see Hamilton the musical in Seattle. So with a couple of friends, we went to opening night Tuesday night. And there are several things in the musical, but the idea of who tells your story and why and how people come together is really relevant for us here at the Om Times community and for us in the world today. So here's what I was thinking, and I'd love it for you to chime in and let me know what you're thinking. Each week we come here together to create community. We're a community of seekers, right? We are working hard and thinking hard and playing hard, all to be our best selves. We dream hard. We dream big, right? We want to make a difference in the world. That's why we come together here this week at any time in these live videos, on the radio shows and our webinars. We come together to dream big together. And what is your genius? Who tells your story? Hi, Barbara. Thanks for joining us. You know, we're all geniuses, right? We're all souls in human bodies having this amazing experience of being here together and being creative in this community. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for joining me. So what is your genius? Who tells your story? And really understand how much you matter. So, you know, thinking about going to see Hamilton, here's a young man who's reading a book about Alexander Hamilton on the beach, I think in Hawaii on vacation. Now, for those of you who maybe aren't American citizens, Alexander Hamilton was one of the founding fathers of our country, the United States of America, the Treasury Secretary, and really a creative genius. And so is a man who created a rap musical about people who died 200 years ago, right? I've never heard so much rap music in my entire life as I heard in almost 3 hours that night. But when it all came together on the stage last week, and we started asking the question, who tells your story? Here's why it matters. Doesn't matter. The musical doesn't matter. Hamilton doesn't matter. What matters is a group of people came together and decided to try to implement a new idea, and that was a government run by its people, right? Not by a king, not by a feudal overlord, but by the people. And sure, they had their ups and downs, right? They had serious flaws, and we know in Hamilton's case, a fatal one. But they didn't give up on their dreams, right? And today, we remember them. We don't remember them as they were. We really can't, right? But we do remember them for what they stood for and what they created. And that's what people will remember us by, us as a community here and all of us in our individual lives. So who lives, who dies, who tells your story, right? So here's what struck me last week. The creative genius of this young man who created a musical, as I said, about people who died 200 years ago, a rap musical where the actors, the parts they played, the color they were, the gender they were didn't matter. It was just the part that they were playing. And the audience, right, who was the audience was having a great time, but they were also inspired, right? And doesn't inspiration hit us all when we're right there in the moment, really tapping our own genius, whatever that is? And the curtain call, where everyone, regardless of the role they played in the musical, got equal credit, right? When does that happen, right? And it should happen all the time, right? Shouldn't we all be getting equal credit for being here together in these moments, for working really hard at being our best selves, no matter what, for relying on each other, for coming together in community and saying, hey, what do you think about this? How can we work this out together? It's all really important. We ended the night after that musical better than we were, and that's the point, right? That's a point of coming together in community, because we are all souls who are connected, and we can have fun doing that. So, ask yourself, who will tell your story? Because you matter. I keep telling you this each week. You matter. We all matter together. We're a community. And we can share and learn and grow together. And we don't get anywhere in life without believing in ourselves. So right now, a lot of people in this country, we believe that we've lost our way. We believe that the world is darkening and that the light of connection is going out. And the truth is, the world is darkening, and we knew that because that's what we signed up for when we came here, when we chose bodies to grow our souls in. We knew that it wasn't going to always be easy. We knew that there would be tough times. And we know now that we can come together in community and make something better. We can make a very strong community that Om Times has created for us, a very strong community that can go forward, that we can reach out in our families and our neighborhoods to continue to inspire each other to be our best selves. And, that's what we're here for, growing ourselves and becoming our best, growing ourselves and becoming our best selves. So we're souls pointing our way to believing. So believe in yourself. Believe that you matter. Believe that we can matter together, because we can. And believe that we are answering the call to grow our souls, right? And to be our best, and that we can rely on our community to be there and to back us up, right? Because we're all in it together. So I'd love to take 2 quick questions for intuitive insight. I don't know who's here today. Pride Day, if you're here, put your question up. Anyone who has a question, please drop it in here. I'll take 2 quick readings if you're there. Hi, Laurel Everell. Oh, I can't pronounce your name, but it's gorgeous. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that we're all listening together every single day to the good things, right? To the things that matter to us, which is, continuing to grow our souls, continuing to do our work in the world, whatever it is. And remember that your work matters. And I don't care what it is that you're doing. Grocery clerks, car mechanics, writers, radio show hosts, whatever you're doing, it matters, right? So just keep doing it and just keep shining your light out there, because your light matters. So I want to jump in really quickly to talk about the crystal of the week, right? This may be a short broadcast today, but we're all here in it together. So if you can see this, actually looks pretty good on my screen, but who knows what it's looking like elsewhere. This is an apple green crystal, and this particular crystal happens to be one of my favorites. And I think you can feel its energy here. But the Krishna Praise is a crystal of creativity. I know, try pronouncing that, let alone spelling it. Krishna Praise. It's I'll type it in the comments. CHRYSOPRASE. Okay. Right? This is not a spelling bee. But Krishna Praise is really great. Now, whatever you're creating, right? A fancy meal or a simple meal, or, feeding your kids, going for a walk with the dog, whatever it is, whatever you're creating is all part of shining your light in the world, having fun, being the best that you can be. Well, Krishna Praise is great for boosting hope, for, again, tapping into your creativity. When I'm writing, when I'm working with other writers, when I'm creating my radio shows, as in the house, Crystal Praise is in the house. Crystal Praise really helps inspire you, and this particular crystal has a real sense of humor, so I enjoy spending time with it. And you may find other pieces that are like this. This one is tumbled, so it isn't it beautiful? We're trying to go the right way here. This fits in the palm of my hand, and I can carry it around with me if I'm out and about and working, writing on something somewhere else. Just be careful if you're ever carrying your crystals around to make sure they're zipped up somehow, because they tend to jump out of pockets and go visiting other people and may not find their way home again. So Crystal Praise is good for positive thoughts and promoting forgiveness and compassion, as well as making us open to new situations. So all of those are great, right? Because, part of the time, again, we all matter. And, who's going to tell our story? Our kids, our families, our friends, the community, and why does it matter? It matters because each one of us is here growing our souls, and all of the experiences we have, the good experiences, the tough ones, the really bad ones, they're all here as an opportunity. We can get from them what we will. We can, things don't happen to us for a reason. They just happen. We make the best of it, right? And we make the best of all of our endeavors. And so when you're being creative, when Sunday afternoon is rolling around and you're cooking a bunch of food for the weekend, think about or grab a piece of Crystal Praise and set it on your counter next to you. You'll find it's a really fascinating stone. My source of choice is Earthlight Rocks and Gems in Kirkland, Washington. You can find them at earthlightgems.com. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate that. And honestly, I love Crystal Praise, and you can get really small pieces and just carry them around with you. So you got a tough job, or even some days you're bored at work, carry Crystal Praise with you and just ask it to tap your sense of humor, tap you on the shoulder and go, hey, okay, it's going to be okay, because it's one of those crystals that has a really light and quick flowing energy and can really boost your own energy. So are there questions today? I know I kind of just jumped in here as I was, and I'm actually learning how to use this new little laptop that I have. So let's make this an opportunity for us to grow together here today. I want to tell you a little bit about what's coming up. This afternoon, Monday afternoons are my radio show at ohmtimes.com radio at 2 Pacific time, 5 Eastern. It's the practical, intuitive mind, body, spirit for the real world. I've had some interesting guests on this month and more coming up. Today, we're going to be talking about crystals for different purposes in our life. And really, what does a crystal expert do at a place like the Tucson Gem Show? And how do they find crystals for us? So my crystal expert, Kim Valines, will be joining us. If you have a question for us or a particular crystal you'd like information on, or if you're looking for a crystal for a particular need, join us on the show. Call in. I'll make sure the contact numbers are there, but the link is there. Call in and let us know, or tag me on my Facebook page, The Practical Intuitive Robin M. Fritz, if you're shy about coming on, or if you just want to make sure we cover it. When you say growing your soul, what exactly does it mean? Oh, that's a great question, Linda. Thanks for asking it. Hang on one second. I'm going to answer that. And I'm just jotting a note to ourselves. But if you also want to call into the show or for a quick reading, do that. Where do I get my crystals? Katie, thanks for that. That's a great question. I do buy my crystals from Kim Valines at Earthlight Rocks and Gems. She is a sponsor of my radio show, so there you know that. But She's only done that recently, and I've known her for a number of years. She's based in Kirkland, Washington, and here's what I like about her. She inherited her shop from her dad, who mined crystals and even wrote several crystal books. And so some of the crystals I bought from Kim have not been available in years because the mines are mined out. So she has a ton of crystals left from her dad. But Kim and her husband Todd Belines, are mining, and they're going to places like the Tucson Gem Show, and they have trusted dealers around the world who they work with. So you can know for sure that her crystals are healthy. And this is the thing. She has healthy crystals at good prices. And those are the two reasons why I would shop anywhere: healthy crystals and good prices. You can buy crystals online and you cannot know where they're coming from or how they've been treated. The mining process of a crystal can really badly injure them, depress them, hurt them, and damage crystals. I know because I run a nursery for damaged crystals here. People tend to bring their crystals to me and my crystal file, and I apologize. It's Monday morning and I didn't do our weekly meditation with Fallon. So earthlightgems.com, and she also has an Etsy store, and she's giving a discount to Own Times listeners. So there's that. So Linda, what do I mean by growing our souls? Yes, our souls are already grown. I have not met anyone who is Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. Take a quick break here. It's dry and sunny in Seattle today, and we're all thirsty. Yes, I have not met anyone who has not been here previously having another soul experience in a different body. I know I've been animals in many lifetimes, whales, and I joke, I still have the hips to prove that, prove those lifetimes as whales. But in each incarnation, each time we die and go back into the afterlife, we review our lives and we got, okay, like, what worked that lifetime? What didn't work? What was I looking to do that lifetime? How was I going to learn more? Which is the process of what I call growing our souls. Then we decide what we want to do next. And some, like my dad, Ray, stay in the afterlife and run what I call a way station for dead things on the other side. So my dad runs a place where the newly transitioned dead rest up and recuperate from dying, from the life they live, from the energies of being in a body, and until they're ready to go on and do their life review. And during the life review process, they, decide what they're going to do next. So Linda, when I said we're here growing our souls in human bodies, that's what we're doing in this lifetime, those of us in human bodies, and I know you've joined me in previous broadcasts. My animal family and I keep reincarnating together, sometimes as humans and sometimes as animals. With one exception, my animals have all been animals in this lifetime. That original soul that has run through all my dogs throughout my life, I knew in a human body first when I was a young child. And so what I mean by growing our souls is that we come and experiment in bodies, and we had a job that we decided we wanted to do, and it may be learning to love, like my mother has done. Oh, hi, Debbie. Thank you. Maybe like my mom decided to reincarnate to learn more about loving herself because she didn't love herself enough in the life in which she was my mom, and so she's come back as a human in a different country. So yes, our souls are grown, and our souls can be older than, I had some guy tell me, wow, your soul is older than dirt. And I'm like, how old is dirt? Right. And each experience that we have is an opportunity to grow more in love and self-love, and to grow more in knowledge of our soul, and just keep expanding. And that's kind of where the idea of karma, I think, came in, where if you make a mistake, you have to go back and fix it. And I don't believe in any of that, because I believe we have clean slates. We come here. We do have soul experiences. And I remember a number of lifetimes where I had a lot of the health issues I've had in this lifetime that I finally conquered. But it took 500 years of lifetimes to get through all of those issues and resolve them. So we don't resolve all of the things, or we don't get to all of the things that we plan for a particular lifetime. Because once we're born, things happen, right? And we have free choice, and we may change our mind about what we decided we wanted to do. One of the things I came here to do was to work as an ambassador between humans and other beings. And ambassador sounds like a really fancy word. All it is like somebody who translates. I translate from one to the other, and then I introduce people who want to meet other beings from other dimensions, and then they are the ones that get to have all the fun and get to have all the relationships. So that's one of the things that I do. And, and what else, so it makes sense for us to look at what we've chosen to do for this lifetime. But the one thing that we have all chosen to do as humans is to continue to expand our experiences of our soul in these human bodies. And that's why when we make mistakes, when we have frailties, when we goof up, we tend to beat ourselves up. And instead, we should do like what we were talking about today. Believe in ourselves, believe in our genius to grow our souls, to grow in love and in community with all other beings, and just keep moving forward. Linda, I hope that answers your question. That's my experience from my work as a past life regression specialist and helping people tap the amazing, amazing experiences their souls have had. And not just the experience, but the knowledge, the understanding, the things that they used to be able to do that they can bring forward in this lifetime. And it's also, as an intuitive and working with, animals and people and homes and businesses and seeing what those souls are doing and what they're up to and why they're doing it. And, the end result is to continue to deepen our love for ourselves. And by doing that, we deepen our love for other beings, and we deepen our connection and our community to others. So I hope that helps today. So I want to thank you all for joining us today. Yes, good, Linda. Yes, I hope. And I hope that's what we're all doing here, is giving each other things to think about, supporting each other, growing together, and just being the best that we can be. So next week, I'm going to talk more about energy boundaries. Our energy boundaries are really crucial to our ability to grow our souls in this lifetime, to our ability to love ourselves, to our determination to look at our mistakes and our mess ups. And I have, at least one every single day and go like, oh my gosh, pick myself up and keep moving forward, because that's what we signed up to do, to keep moving forward. But our energy boundaries are our way of experiencing the world. Thank you, Laurel. Thank you for joining us today. I hope to see you back next week. And without really solid, well-defined energy boundaries, we are not going to be able to be our best selves. That's just the way it is. Crystal Fallon, and here he is. We didn't do our meditation, so we're going to end with this meditation and with the healing with the goddess. But we created this technique of looking at energy boundaries with people, and we've learned that everybody's energy boundaries are different. And it's not a fault of yours that your energy boundaries may need some help, because we don't even know they exist. Nobody's ever taught us that they exist. Nobody's taught us that there's another part of ourselves that is conscious, and its job is to protect us. So no, you don't, or no, you don't. Fallon is one of a kind. So next week, we're going to talk about that. And I want you to get excited about next week's class on energy boundaries, because, or talk on energy boundaries, because I'm going to have my webinar up that I've been promising. It's a webinar series, and we're going to practice for a couple of weeks at a time. So probably 3 or 4 weeks of working on our energy boundaries together, pairing off in the webinar and working with each other. And I guarantee you, at the end of that, you will have really solid energy boundaries, and that will boost everything. That will boost your intuitive abilities. It'll boost your healing abilities. It'll help you get along better at home and at work. It's just amazing. And I created this as a class for healthcare professionals who got certification, those professionals who need annual certification for their licenses. But it works for everyone. So we're going to be doing that next week. And now we're really at the end of our half hour. So we're going to reverse it today. We're going to end with meditation, quick meditation and clearing with Fallon, and then the energy healing with the goddess. So Fallon, not my name. I've never tried to name anybody in my family. It just doesn't ever work. Fallon is citrine Lemurian quartz, very rare crystal. He's an ancient power crystal, and you can feel his energy however your intuition works, seeing, hearing, feeling, or knowing, which of course are all a combination. So take a deep breath, breathe down from the top of your head. We're going to clear your body rapidly of all the blocks and cares of the day, starting at the top of your head. Breathe down your face, your shoulders, your chest, your hips, your knees, and your feet. At the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And just take a deep breath and just feel everything clear out. Feel your connection to this crystal. You may see pictures. You may hear him talk with you. If you hear a silly joke, that's him. You may feel his energy. You may simply know you're connected with him. And another deep breath. And just feel that. Now, as you breathe up from the bottom of your feet, also I want you to put your hands on your heart. And as you're breathing up from your feet, past your knees, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your face, and the top of your head, just feel your body filling up with healthy, positive energy. A lot of people see gold light. That's Fallon. Citrine Lemurian is a faint yellow cast of the citrine crystal of abundance and clear sight. And as you cross your hands over your heart, what you're doing is, as you breathe, is you're just realizing that, your palms have healing energy. And this energy is the energy of the universe, and it is here for you. This is a technique taught to me by a goddess. Yeah, they're real. It surprised me a whole lot. Sometimes I wonder how they put up with me. Breathe into the palms of your hand, and that breath, just imagine that breath is energy. And then just hold it out to the Om Times community. Let the energy go where it will. We're all here together. We're all creating community together. Hands back on your heart. Breathe into the palms of your hands. Breathe into your palms with that air. Just feel it, that energy. And then put your palms back on your heart. Cross your hands on your heart. And that just grounds the energy back into you. Close down that crown chakra. Oh, thank you so much, Angela. Remember, you are all geniuses. You all matter. Who's going to tell your story? We are. We're all in it together. Join me this afternoon at 2 Pacific time at my radio show. Call in with a question for crystals. Call in for us to look at an intuitive question for you. Please like my Facebook page, The Practical Intuitive, as well as the Om Times pages. And I also welcome friend requests. So take care. We will see you back here again next week. Join me at 2 this afternoon, 5 Pacific, 5 Eastern. Take care. Thanks.